I might try and get someone to talk about this one. This one was pretty interesting. There were a couple stories on it, but again, didn't get a lot of coverage. Public safety defining terms providing certain exceptions for bicyclists at traffic control devices. So there was a new law that added protections for bicycling. And it really, I would argue this one has, I mean, especially if you're a bicyclist, this one has a pretty massive effect. Defines bicycles, defines immediate hazard. It allows people to proceed through stop signs if they follow this process, slow down, if required to avoid an immediate hazard, stop at the stop sign before entering the intersection. But they could also just cautiously enter the intersection and yield the right-of-way to pedestrians lawfully within an adjacent crosswalk and to other traffic lawfully using the intersection. My understanding is that basically it's safer for cyclists to be able to drive through stop signs like a yield as opposed to having to stop, and this just makes that the law of the land. They can also make right or left turns, proceed through an intersection without stopping a stop sign. Red lights, they have to stop, but they can use it as like a four-way, like a stop sign instead of like a permanent stop. So anyway, bunch of stuff regulating bicycles. And then this one was kind of interesting. And again, new law. So literally, it was not illegal prior. I mean, like, it's probably illegal under some other aspect of law, but like not explicitly for this purposes, like it may have been dubiously legal to do some of this stuff. It shall be unlawful for any person to maliciously throw an object at or in the direction of any person riding a bicycle, equine, or animal-drawn vehicle. Any person convicted of the provision of this section shall be guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment in the county jail for a term of not more than 1 year, or a fine. So I guess there was a big problem with people throwing stuff at bicyclists. Like, what is wrong with you? Jesus. But anyway, it's now illegal. You cannot throw stuff at bicyclists. But it gets more interesting down below here. So then amended. So it was already. So there was already some bicycle law in the books. But where did it change it? Traffic control. Added stuff about people signaling. And then they also amended about horns. So you're allowed to use a horn reasonably necessary to ensure safe operation. But they added, no driver of any vehicle should use a horn when passing a person riding a bicycle, equine, or animal-drawn vehicle under normal conditions if no immediate danger of collision exists. So again, like, they had to write this law literally because people were just honking at bicyclists, probably because they were mad that they were using the road as well. BLM protest trailer incident. Maybe. I think this stuff applies to almost exclusively to bicyclists or like horse-drawn carriage. Basically things that are in the road that are slower than cars. It's a way of protecting them is the way I read all this. Like, it's, you're all competing for the same road space, and, if somebody's trotting by on their horse and you go speed by them or honk as you go by trying to scare the animal, one, you're an asshole, but two, it's now illegal. But I'm guessing the reason they added those was because it was happening with some frequency. But anyway, I thought the honking one was kind of interesting. So this seems like a pretty big win for the bike lobby. Seems reasonable. Really wish we could pass some laws protecting pedestrians more. But again, I think less laws aren't going to help as much as like built environment and doing stuff to actually protect pedestrians. But it's a different conversation.